I just want to share something with you. Um, I've been noticing now, about 3 weeks ago or so, I went to Tennessee with my boss. He got a little place out there, 40 acres, and we were just looking at it, making some preparations to get some stuff he needed out there, satellite and DSL internet they actually have out there where he's at, which is amazing because he's kind of out in the country. But we noticed something no matter where we drove around, and this was in central to the west Tennessee. We'll just leave it at that, but we'll just call it near Waynesboro. It's better yet. That's a little bit closer. And in this area, on the way there, when we got there, driving up and down the roads and, everything else, I noticed by far, not even close, no comparison, the amount of Romney signs in people's yards versus Obama signs. We didn't see any. On the last day I think we were there, I think we saw the very first Obama sign the entire time we were there. And we were there Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then came back Sunday. So they were for a total of 4 days technically. And only on one of those days, we actually saw one Obama sign. This is interesting. Now, as I mentioned to you before, I volunteer for the local sheriff's office, and I was out on patrol last night with my partner, one of my partners. We do, it's volunteer. It's we don't respond to any dangerous calls, stuff like that. We don't have we have amber lights on the top of the car. We don't have blue and reds. We can't pull people over. We don't carry guns. We do minor stuff, to free up the deputies on more important stuff. So I was on patrol last night. I noticed it last Friday too because I was on patrol last Friday as well. So yesterday and then the Friday before. And as I'm driving, not to mention on my way back and forth to work every day, which I take the same route, of course, it's the same story. Romney, 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 wherever I go. Now, we have a 16 square mile radius, technically, of where our patrol zone is. A big circle square in between there, whatever. It's 16 square miles. So we go in there, or we go patrolling, and I'm looking around, just because my mind's thinking, my gears are turning, to pay attention while I'm out patrolling to see all the different neighborhoods we're going in and out of. What am I seeing? It's the same story. Romney, 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 Romney. I don't even know if I saw an Obama sign last night, to be honest with you. I don't know if I saw any. So, the other interesting thing is that the amount of signs for anybody, period, is lacking. It seems like there's a story being told, and that story is no one cares. Maybe I shouldn't say nobody cares. Probably not the best way to put it. I think people are fed up. They've had enough. They recognize, or are starting to recognize, that it doesn't matter. Their votes mean nothing. Why waste their time? Who cares? They don't support either party. They're not putting a sign up. And that's kind of the sentiment that I'm seeing. But if there's a choice based off of where I'm driving around and the signs in the yards that I'm seeing of who the clear winner is going to be. It was in Tennessee. Now I'm back in Florida. It's clear it's Romney. I don't live in some kind of real high upper class neighborhood, but a friend of mine at work does. He told me straight to the face, there's not a single Obama sticker or sign in anybody's yard where I live in the whole neighborhood. It's all Romney and again, even in his neighborhood, not everybody's not participating in putting signs up, but same story. I'm just plain average middle class, right in the middle. Same in my neighborhood. I've traveled, again, patrolling everything else. I've traveled in some of the lower areas. Doesn't seem to matter. So one final thing that this shows me is that if this was 2008, campaign 2008, oh my God, this guy Barack Obama, he's coming in, he's going to clean house. Based off of all his campaign promises, every time he was on TV and the debates, this guy said it all. He said exactly what we needed to hear. Man, this is the right guy, and we got him. Nothing changed, and as a matter of fact, the numbers got worse. the numbers that people should be caring about got worse. So now he's campaigning again, saying the same things he said in 2008 that he's going to do. Don't believe me? Go to my website, realistnews.net. I have it pinned at the top of the website, where the little pinned section is, the important threads. And it says Obama, something like Obama 2008 versus 2012 campaign promises, something like that. It's not little pieces of clips. It is full sentences of him speaking, saying the same damn thing. Every now and then the sentence is different, but the same words are in it. And he added a couple words, kind of thing. Doesn't matter. It's the same. The outcome's the same. So that, having said that, I think people's egos are bruised enough. Because let's face it, no one likes to. You ever seen someone come out and say, listen, I'm a schmuck. Everybody, I'm a schmuck. I voted wrong in 2008 and I'm a jackass. There's no way. Because number one, they probably told everybody they know back in 2008, no, I'm not voting Republican, I'm voting Democrat, and this is the right guy, and trust me. And their friends may have told them no, or maybe, or whatever. They can't possibly go back 4 years later and say, I was wrong, you guys were right. Nobody likes to do that. Nobody likes to do it. Although I'm the first person to tell you that if I'm wrong about something, I will come on here, and I'll even do a video about something that I said if it was wrong, and I, was completely blew it. I'm coming back on here to tell you, guys, I made a mistake. I was wrong. Plain and simple. That's what I will say. I haven't had to do that yet, thanks to, I guess, my research and whatnot, and it just kind of strayed me down the right path there. But having said that, I've made that claim before, just like with the mass arrest nonsense crap coming out of Drake and Benjamin Fulford and all these guys. I said it back then. Immediately, this is nonsense. Don't pay attention to it. And I got roasted. I got raked over the coals by the shills I never even met coming onto my channel commenting. And I went back twice now. Hey guys, you want to come back and apologize or anything? Or, basically is what I told him. I told you this was how the outcome was going to go. No comment. No comment either time. So, they don't want to admit they were wrong. They could not even give me the common courtesy to say, man, you're a jerk, but you were right. Anything. I'll take that. You're a jackass, but you were right. I'll take it. But I wasn't a jackass. I wasn't calling any of these people out. I was calling out the frauds. I was calling out the criminals. Oh, not the criminals, but you get the point. The liars, the cheats, the snakes. No mass arrest. Still waiting on those mass arrests. Almost a year later now. Where are those mass arrests coming? Called it then. No one can come back and say you were right. Not one of them. And I went back twice to ask twice on the comments on my own thing, and I noticed a funny thing the second time around that I didn't see before. Comment removed. Comment removed. Comment removed. No, comment removed. Next page. Comment removed. Next page. Comment removed. So you clowns, not you guys, but these clowns who I was trying to wake up to tell you these guys are frauds, don't listen to this crap, there's not a chance in hell any banker is going to get arrested. They've got their guys in charge. Please, wake up. Comment removed. You couldn't even come back and say, man, you were right. Rather than do that, they went back and read their comment, which was crap against me because I called it right, telling them the truth. And their comment to me was a little bit nasty. They didn't like it. I'll just remove the comment. No one will know. It's not going to notify anybody on YouTube that my comment was removed. So if I remove my comment, now you can't even see whose comment it used to be. It just says comment removed. So you can't even tell who it was before. Unless you're copying and print screening every page of comments, which I'm not going to do. I don't have time for silly games. But maybe I should sometime to bust some people's butts when they need it. But the point of this, me telling you this is society. This is people. Common reaction, common thing you would expect anywhere on anything, any topic. This is a whole different topic, mass arrest, which is complete nonsense. They couldn't do it then. You voted for Obama, you got it wrong, you can't do it now. So what are they doing? They're just not commenting. Comment removed. Obama sign? Before, I'm for Obama, Obama. 4 years later, I'm not for Obama, but I don't want anybody to know I'm not for Obama because I gave everybody hell. And I don't want to be, in their mind, their ego, I can't be wrong. So, in other words, no sign in my yard. I'm not saying anything about Romney. I'm not saying anything about Obama, but I'm not going to vote for Obama this time. Comment removed. In other words, sign out of the yard removed. They can't admit it. People don't like it. So what this shows me right now is just based on that alone, Romney should automatically just win easily. Is that going to be how it goes, though, when you know the votes are rigged? They had the guy in 2000, the elections, come out and say I was hired to write the program that would flip these votes. If you voted for the guy they wanted to win, it counted. If you voted for the guy they didn't want to win, it counted for the other guy. Even though it printed out a receipt to you when you were done and said, oh, you voted for number B, the Republican, you voted for B, here's your receipt, you voted for B. But the machine internally says, nope, he voted for A. So when the final day ends and they put the voting machines in whatever mode, end of day mode, it counts all the votes except not the ones it printed out like it gave you. It already swapped them. It's nothing but programming. This is easy. I can show you a basic program. I could write one right now. Easily. Not, just a nonsense one. Even in Microsoft Access for database, a little bozo nonsense application I could write in 2 seconds to show you a little pretend voting scenario with very basic programming knowledge of Visual Basic that I would put in there to trick you. And then when you click that guy, thank you, your vote has been cast. And as a matter of fact, I can even have it tally at the top who voted for who. So every time I click on the left button, it shows a point over here. When I click on the right button, it shows a point over there. And then at the bottom, end of day. The real tally. You click that, and that's what's going up, up north, where they're going to count it. It'll be a whole different number. It's whoever they want to win. So in other words, it doesn't really matter. Now, that doesn't mean that there's voting fraud in every single state. But those things they call swing states and all that nonsense? It's possible that just the swing states get the voting fraud computers. After 2000 elections, after the 2008 elections, which I still don't understand why. I mean, we're 2012 here. We're, that's well over 10 years. No one's ever really stood up to say, even after the guy gave testimony, that he rigged the votes on purpose because he was the programmer that did it. Even after the testimony in front of Congress, a little committee, no law was passed to remove the electronic voting machines and go back to paper ballot. Nothing. Not at all. So, if you can vote early and do it a paper ballot style, great, go have fun. But the mass majority of Americans, mass majority, are going to be using those machines. And those machines will be telling us who wins. Not you, not me, not Mitt Romney, not Obama, not Fox News, not CNN, not anybody. It's already programmed. They already know who they want in there. It's going to be whoever they want in there. Which isn't, let me break off here for a second. It's an interesting point. Because when Lindsey Williams talked to his guy, he told him there's a little rift going, rift between the elite. The younger elite, basically, and the older elite's what he told him. And the older fellas, they want Romney as their guy. Obama pissed them off enough by trying to close down the pipeline and stuff to Alaska and all that. We got to have Romney. He's willing to play ball. But they said the younger elite, they want Obama. So he told Lindsey, if we get our way, we'll have Romney. That doesn't sound like an elite that can make things happen their way. To me, and again, I follow Lindsey because he's spot on with what they tell him. There's just something in the pit of my stomach that's telling me that, and that one and only particular instance, and I don't know why, I only feel it's just one thing, but they're leading him on. I think that they may come to the realization that if they actually tell Lindsey, listen, this is who the next president's going to be. It's plain and simple. And Lindsey Williams goes out and does all his radio shows. All of us conspiracy theorists would say, oh my God, Lindsey Williams nailed it. Got it right. I think that might be a little too much for the elite to handle. That might spread a little more than it should. So I personally, it's just my opinion, I personally think they know who the winner's going to be. Whether it's Mitt Romney or Obama, they already know who they want. Because I know he said that they were pissed off at Obama. But when Obama said, no, we're not extending this pipeline or whatever it is, the Keystone Pipeline or whatever they called it, Lindsey Williams was out saying, man, my elite friends are pissed off. They are furious at Mr. Obama. And he said then, they'll bury him in a minute. If he don't change his tune, in about, what did he say, 2 weeks or a month, 4 weeks, 2 to 4 weeks from now, start watching the TV and listen to the radio shows on the mainstream and watch how they bury Obama. While Lindsey was still making his rounds of different places he calls, like Alex Jones, and then several other people he has, he'll call over a span of 2 weeks or so to give him the same message over and over again about the new information. Man, Obama changed right back. Oh, changed my tune on that one. Yeah, we'll go ahead and run it. It was a matter of days at best. I did a video on it back when it happened and specified that was interesting. Did you see how fast Obama changed his mind? And he did. So they had their guy Obama flip. The elite said, no, Obama. Wrong answer. You need to say yes on that. Oh, sorry about that. A few days later, it's a yes. Just like that, out of nowhere. So I'm personally not buying that there's a young elite and an old elite. And the old elite are rolling dice. I hope we get our guy. If it's our way, we'll get Romney in there. The older elite, by virtue of them being older and already being in power, they're allowing the younger elite to come in. There's no way that the older elite are going to be like listening to the young guys. The young guys are telling us what to do. No, we are the guys at the top. We were at the top before you were even born, young man, younger elite. This is how we do things. You're going to be given a great lifestyle, but you're going to do everything to our liking and the way we do it. And we're going to be in charge as long as we're alive. And then the next people who are younger than us, that, when we die, they'll be in charge, etc. I just don't buy this, and I think this guy's throwing Lindsey Williams a little tiny curveball. The other stuff is spot on. It's right because you can see it unfolding before our eyes. The whole Middle East stuff, he nailed that. So I think that part of it's a scam. But if I'm wrong, in other words, if you live in an area where it's just massively Obama, in other words, I don't care if it's 50-50. I want to see something where it's so much Obama and so little Romney that it's blatantly obvious. If you have that kind of story to wherever you live and say, oh yeah, over here, man, it's just Obama everywhere, let me know, just out of curiosity. Thanks.